Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the long-awaited video, which is my Morphe favorites. I posted a video of my gift guide and I was telling you guys if you guys wanted to see any of my Morphe faves, especially with the holidays coming. If any of you guys are trying to give Morphe products to any of your closest friends, I wanted to share with you guys some of my favorite stuff at the moment so you guys can just kind of get some ideas on what to buy, or even for yourself if you guys are trying to add to your Christmas list, or even just purchase for yourself for your everyday use. So if you guys are new to my channel, hi, my name is Blanca Yvette and I do post videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays with Vlogmas going on right now on my vlog channel, which I'll have linked down below. It has been a little bit more difficult for me to post on this channel, but I'm going to try to at least post once a week here just for the month of December, in case you guys are wondering why my schedule's all scattered, just so you guys are kind of getting the 411. But if you guys are not new here, make sure that you guys do hit that subscribe button, and if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up so that way I know what types of videos you guys like. So let's get right into the video. I am wearing no nails right now because I know it's so weird seeing me without nails, huh? I'm actually getting surgery this week, so I couldn't have any acrylics or polish on my nails because of the surgery that I'm getting. I'm actually getting my gallbladder removed. If some of you guys who did not know what was going on with my gallbladder, after I gave birth to my two babies, I was having some issues with abdominal pain, and it ended up being that I have gallstones. So I am getting my gallbladder removed. So that's why I have no nails, which I'm kind of happy. I'm just kind of letting them, you know, breathe, and they're pretty healthy. They're not like bad or anything. They don't look all disgusting. So I'm like, okay, I'm just letting them breathe, and then once I'm good, then I'll go get my nails done. Like you guys do know, I am affiliated with Morphe, so I do have a coupon code where you guys can save 10% off of your guys' purchase if you guys want to pick up any of these products, and my coupon code is pizza. So let's go ahead and get started. Jump right into just the products that I have been loving at the moment and just what has been working for me. So let's start with palettes. There's about 4 or 5 palettes that I have just always kind of gravitated towards. I am a very, I guess, your everyday kind of girl. I started off in my makeup journey here on social media being very colorful, actually, and if you guys are my OG followers, you guys know that I started off doing like really dramatic cut creases. Like I would do like hot pink and like yellow and like purples, and I was very playful with my face. I used to use colorful lipsticks, colorful eyeshadow, and as I've matured, I have began to just kind of be a little bit lighter with my makeup. And on top of that, you know, just because I am a mom, I feel like I've mastered one specific look, and it's just being really natural. I like to feel very fresh, very bronzy, and very just, I don't know, just a very soft glam. You know, I like to just look where I can just wear anything that I want to wear and it'll still look good with my makeup. Of course, I still love to play with makeup. I still love to be colorful, and every so often I will definitely play around with it. But for the most part, you guys do know I am just a simple everyday gal. And I am going to show you guys just the palettes that I have been loving for myself for the specific looks that I like to use. So the first one is the 35G Bronze Goals palette. So this palette came with this original package, and now when you purchase it, I believe it's in black. So they did change the packaging on it. And it has basically just your bronzy fall go-to colors. I love that they added a lot of shimmer to this specific palette, because I usually like to be very matte. So the fact that I can add more shimmer towards my eye, this is the palette that I would gravitate towards if I was doing a soft glam and I wanted to just pop like some wing liner and just do something really bronzy. This one has been going everywhere with me, actually, in my makeup bag. So we have a lot of like the neutral bronze, and then we have a little bit more darker tones. As you guys can see, I haven't really played around with like the darker shades or these blue and black shades, but it's so pretty. Even this one here, it's like a gold, but it has like a green shimmer. You guys are probably not even gonna see it, but it has like a green shimmer to it, so it adds that extra pop of color. But I have been loving this palette for a very long time. This next palette is probably one of my favorite palettes that has ever come out with Morphe. And this one is kind of, it does have a lot of neutrals, but it also has those pops of shade whenever you do want to play around. So the reason that I'm mentioning this specific one is because if you're trying to pick up only one, I would gravitate towards this one, just because you're going to get a variety of pretty much everything in this palette. And it's the 3503 palette. So like you guys know, there was the 35O, which was the most popular palette with Morphe, and then they came out with the 3502, and that one was amazing as well. It was a little bit more of a matte shade. And then this one is the Fierce by Nature palette, so they added more color to it. And as you guys can see here, so this is the palette that I would get if I wanted to add a little bit of pop. And I mean, not necessarily doing a whole hot pink eyeshadow, but I still have my neutral shades up on top where I wanted to do, say, like a brown eye, but add maybe like a little bit of touch of hot pink under my waterline or in the inner tear duct, anything like that. This is the palette that I would go to. So we also have a transition of like fall colors down here. We have a lot of maroons, we have a lot of browns, we have a lot of oranges, we have a lot of pinks, we have green. Like, this is the palette whenever you want a little bit of everything. And on top of that, you do have like those random colors kind of in here, like that green, that yellow, that orange, that hot pink. A lot of the palettes you kind of either get all neutrals, all colors, no transitions. Like, this palette was very thought out and honestly has been one of my favorites. I have been telling you guys that I want to do an eyeshadow look with this specific palette. I've been doing more like tutorials on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's Evettexo. You guys can go ahead and check it out. I do have a couple of IGTVs dropping for this month and as well as next month that I've been working on. And if there's like a specific shade that you guys would love for me to do, like do a whole hot pink look or anything like that, let me know, because I would love to play around with this specific palette and show you guys how to use it. But this is definitely one that you guys need for your Christmas list must-haves. Another one that I'm actually going to talk to you guys about is the James Charles palette. So I have the big one, but I went to the store, to Morphe, and I picked up the mini size version. If you guys know me, you guys know I love everything mini, but well, not everything mini, but I got the mini size palette. And the reason why I went for this palette is because this is also another palette that was very thought out as far as like for your everyday person, but also the artist in you. And as we know, James Charles, he plays around with makeup like, you know, he does some crazy stuff on his face. He is literally someone who does a lot of dramatic, colorful looks. So I can understand 100% why he added so much color to this palette. But the fact that it's so tiny and that it fits in my makeup bag so perfectly, like I just literally lay it down. Like, this is the palette that I could use for every day when I wanted to do any type of look, which is why I love it, because this is the one that I travel with, because I know if I want to be spontaneous and add some color, I can. If I want to be neutral, I can. If I want to add just a little bit of color on my lid, I can. So there's a little bit of everything. So they basically just got his palette and made it into a little version of it. So we have the top colors, which this is kind of like the me section where I would grab this shade on an everyday basis. This is more like, okay, fall is coming, we're gonna add a little bit more darker tones. And then we have the bottom collection, which is more of the brighter shades if we wanted to do like a yellow, if we wanted to do a green, if we wanted to do a whole blue look, if we wanted to do a purple and pink look. There's literally every single shade that you're gonna need to create pretty much any look. And then the middle one, I love that, is like basically the bigger bolds of like your everyday shade. So these are the shades that people normally use more in a palette, which is why I love that they made it bigger. In the bigger pan, they're actually like big shades. So those are the colors that normally someone would gravitate towards. We know that whenever we have that one favorite palette and we have that one shade that we love, and then it's like an empty pan, and then the whole freaking palette is like full. So that's why they did it in that sense, where we went with the colors that normally are the transition shades and the blacks and the white to just kind of last in the actual palette. So this one is one that I would highly, highly, highly recommend, just because honestly, it's a really good palette. And then my go-to palettes as well for many, many years, I mean, not so many years, but since it's came out, are these two palettes. We have the 15D and the 15H palette, and they have been my go-to palettes for a pretty long time. And as you guys can see, they're both very neutral. So we have this one, which is the orangey palette, which I like to go more towards orange shades with browns. And then this one has a little bit more of a neutral shade. It has a little bit more of like the rose gold if you want to be a little bit more pink, more subtle. But these are the two palettes that I have literally been in love with, and as you guys can see, they've been pretty used up. I'm just very OCD about my palettes. I always have to keep them very clean. Whenever I'm done, I always like wipe them down and make sure that they're like all nicely clean and kept up with. But those are the palettes that I would recommend. Now, moving on to lipsticks. A lot of you guys always ask me about my lipstick combo, what I recommend, what I use, what I am loving at the moment. You guys already know that I actually love Caramel by Kylie Cosmetics. I have literally like 50 of the lip liners. I think I practically bought a whole like bundle of it because I wanted to stock up and I wanted to make sure I had enough, and I use it pretty much every single day. But whenever I am adding like that nude that you know, like this specific lipstick that I have on my lips is the one that I get the most compliments on. And I'm gonna talk to you guys with which lipstick this is here. But all of the lipsticks that I love from Morphe, their formula is absolutely amazing. It's so smooth, it applies so effortlessly. I honestly feel like they really thought out their formula for these products, and on top of that, they're super inexpensive, guys, which I feel like is such a plus, because you guys are honestly, a lot of people like to talk bad about Morphe or whatever, you know, because they've taken off in this industry, and sometimes people don't like to see the growth or whatever, you know. And with Morphe, their products is so affordable, and they're giving you guys great quality product. You know, they actually have amazing stuff. So I feel like that's why I've always been such a huge supporter of Morphe, and I've always loved it, not just because I'm affiliated with them. I've been loving with them before I even became an affiliate with Morphe, and that's just my honest opinion about them. But their lipsticks are bomb.com. So my 4 lipsticks that I'm going to be sharing with you guys are a matte, and it's Tempt, and then we have matte, which is Lust, and then we have another matte, which is in the shade Boo, and then we have another matte in the shade Honey. So Honey is actually what I'm wearing on my lips. You guys have heard me, Yvette, rave about it a lot, and let me find it. So it's practically almost done, but this is the shade that I'm wearing right now, and it just is that perfect nude, guys. It looks so amazing on your lips. You guys are going to just fall in love with this actual lipstick. Now, as far as like lip liner, if you're somebody who likes to apply lip liner before your lipstick, for Honey, for that perfect combo, I would pair it up with Makeup Talk or MCM. MCM is going to give you more of a kind of a brown undertone. This can actually be used by itself as well. And I like to just kind of like outline my lips if I want to just make it a little darker, and then add Honey on top of that. The shade Boo is also a beautiful nude, and it has more of an orangey undertone. So if you're someone who's a little bit more light complected than I am, or a little bit more güerita, this shade here will look like the perfect nude for you, just because it does have a little bit of a hint of an orangey undertone. And then Tempt is I don't know if you guys remember when Kylie was like barely starting to like kind of trend, and she had that very popular like burgundy tone on her lips. Tempt is that shade that everybody was wanting at the moment. You guys can kind of, let me see if I can swatch it. You guys can kind of see it here. It's such a pretty like burgundy tone, but mauve-y at the same time. I'm like the worst at comparing lipstick, because I'm like, it's kind of nude, but it's kind of orange, but it's kind of brown. You know, that's, I don't know, that's just probably the girl in us. And then this is Boo, as you guys can see here. It's also such a pretty nude, but like I said, on me, it looks a little bit more pale. If you're someone who's lighter than me, it's gonna be just like that perfect shade that looks a little bit brown on you, but it's gonna be a really nice nude. And then next to that, I'll show you guys what Honey looks like. So Honey looks like it has a little bit more of a pinkish, brownish undertone compared to Boo. And then Lust is fall. Like fall written all over it. I don't normally gravitate towards darker colors, but when I do gravitate towards a darker color, it's usually this shade here. And this is also Yvette's favorite. You guys have probably seen it more on her than you've seen it on me. But this one's just kind of like the 4 shades that I have been loving, that I feel like every person needs in their makeup collection. I don't want to throw a bunch of stuff at you and just you feel like you need to get all these things from Morphe. Like, I'm trying to give you guys diversity of everything that you guys need for like your everyday life, you know? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I make sense and I just make sense in my own brain. And then Makeup Talk will look perfect with honestly any of these nudes. Like, it just looks so pretty. This is like the only lip liner that I actually love from them. So now moving on to brushes. The brushes that I'm going to be showing you guys are my go-to brushes that I use every single day. Every single day, these are the brushes that I use. So get a piece of paper, write them down. The first one is Morphe Y5, and a lot of the Morphe products are actually being repackaged. So they're not getting rid of basically like the top of it. This is still going to be the same, but the packaging is going to be changed to the silver, like this here. I don't know what this is called. I'm like the worst, but it's getting changed to this type of packaging. And this one, I have not found which brush this one is going to be changed to, but when I do find out, I will let you guys know. But this one was my go-to just bronzing and blush brush. Then we have the Morphe E1 brush, which is also a very popular brush. I love a big, fat, fluffy brush for all over my face. This is how I put all of my powder all over my skin, how I set my makeup. This is like God's gift on earth. The next one is E48, and this one is a little bit more, it's smaller. It also has a little bit of an angle to it, not an angle, like a tip to it, so you can really get into there and like contour your cheeks. This is what I love to do whenever I want to like apply my Hoola bronzer. I'll usually apply like this big brush here all over my cheeks, and then I will grab this little brush, grab some like at the tip, and then just kind of go in there and sharpen it up. So that's what I use that one for. Another contouring brush that I love is the E4, and this is the angled brush. I also use it for contouring or blush. I'm not really a blush girl, but lately I've been getting a little bit more into like adding just some pink on there. It's a little bit more color. So this one's also an amazing contour and blush brush. And then this one is like my favorite, and it's also with the yellow packaging, with the gold packaging. So I don't know what this brush is going to be switched to, but this is the Y10 brush. And this one is just a short little round fluffy brush. This is what I use to basically set my under eye. Anytime that I'm going in there with like powder, I usually try to add like a lighter shade of MAC Studio Fix because I like my face to just look like it's stuck on there. I'll grab some of my little brush and then I'll just kind of like pat it in there and just get all under the eye. And then I also blend this one for my nose contour. So if I contour my nose, I'll just kind of like go in there and blend and blend. I'm not talking to you guys about my nose contour brush because they don't have it anymore, and I'm so sad. They actually discontinued that brush. So I'm still in the works to find like a perfect nose contour brush. Thank goodness I'm stocked with that brush for a little bit, but it sucks that I can't share with you guys because they don't have it anymore. Okay, so now for actual blending brushes. I have 3 blending brushes that I am loving. We have the R34 brush, which is from the Rose Gold collection. We have the Morphe M330 brush, which is my OG brush that a lot of girls actually used to get back when I was touring and on my seminars. This was like my go-to fluffy brush, and it had a little bit of a tip, so it's really easy to go in there when you're making like a cut crease or anything like that. And then the big fluffy brush that I am using is the M452 brush. So this brush here is very important, and it's important why? Because that brush was the brush that was used to replace the famous Y16 brush that I have been literally raving about my whole entire like Morphe life. It was my go-to. It has been my go-to. This is the one that I use to blend all of my shadows together. This is the one that gives me that perfect blend to just make your face look flawless. And it is now the M452 brush. So in case you guys are wondering where this one went, it is this one right here now. So those are my go-to blending brushes. Those are the ones that do all of the magic for my blending. And I know a lot of you guys don't even really see like my makeup tutorials anymore or like my eyeshadows, but girl, let me tell you that when I get down in my bedroom and I'm like doing my makeup and I'm doing my eyeshadow, a bitch knows how to blend. And I will tell you, I will give you an effortlessly beautiful blended eyeshadow. And those are the ones to help with all this beauty, you know? And then for highlight, so I only use one highlight brush, and it's just this big fluffy brush. This is from the rose gold collection as well. It's the Morphe R36. I'm not sure if they're also discontinuing the rose gold collection. If they're not, this is the go-to brush. If they are discontinuing it, there's a smaller brush that I actually like to use, and it's the M441 brush. It's a big difference in, you know, the fluffiness, but this one just kind of gets everything on the cheeks. But then this one here is very precise. I'm trying to find my highlight. So it's a very precise. You can just grab some highlight, I was gonna say some concealer, and just kind of get in the nose and then really focus on the cheekbones and then getting into the inner tear duct. One brush for a lot of amazing things. Then a flat brush is obviously needed because we do need to be able to pat makeup on the lid, also for the under, for the brow bone. The brush that I like to use is the M209 brush, A209, where I'm from. So we like to be able to have a big fluffy brush. At least I prefer a big fluffy brush. If I'm working with like a really small area, I usually will grab my Morphe M170-4 brush, and this one will get in there to just kind of be able to get into the cut crease. And on top of that, if I wet it, it's going to grab the product so nice, guys. Like, this brush is so amazing because it's so tiny. So it just depends how you like to work, what type of artist you are, what type of makeup artist, what type of girl you are. You don't have to be a makeup artist, but what type of person you are. If you like more of a fluffy, big brush, I would recommend this one. If you're somebody who likes to be very detailed and precise, add glitter, all that good stuff, then I would recommend the smaller one. And lastly, I am going to show you guys a smudge brush. So this is for smoky eyes, for under the waterline. The brush that I would recommend is the M322 brush. It gets really in there. You can just kind of buff the waterline out to give you a nice smoky look, but you can also add highlight to the inner tear duct as well because of the shape of the brush. It's kind of just round and pointed at the tip, so you'll be able to get into all those little areas. And I think I'm done. Yay! Also from Morphe, guys, in case you guys didn't know, they also have a lot of third-party products. So if you guys did not know, they actually carry like Jeffree Star. They just started carrying Jaclyn Hill. They also carry Ofra. They also carry the base by P. Louise, I think that's what it's called. And this base is supposed to be like God's gift on earth. I just started using it, and honestly, I feel like it helps with blending so well, and Morphe also carries it. The only thing is that I don't think you could get a discount with our affiliate codes with any of those products. I think it's just Morphe products. But regardless, like, their stuff is so freaking good. And in case you have not gotten into the actual Morphe store, they carry a lot of third-party products as well. So if you guys want to make a quick stop and like check out what products they're carrying and all of that good stuff. Carry like lashes, lash glue, all of that stuff. But if you guys love these Morphe faves videos, let me know. I would love to do these like monthly, that you guys know what I'm loving, because not just with Morphe, but like my monthly faves at the moment. I know that they used to be so popular, and like now people don't really do those anymore. But if you guys are still interested, it's so hard for me to provide content sometimes because I'm just like, man, I wonder if they even want to see that. Like, do they want to know about my makeup? Do they not want to know about my makeup? Do they want to know what I love? Do they want to know what I don't love? Do they just want to see my babies? Do they just, you know, it's kind of hard. So please let me know in the description box, I mean in the comments down below. Comment. Let me know what content you guys want to see. I do have 2 channels, like I told you guys. This channel is more like that sit down, talk, chat, makeup, fashion kind of stuff. My everyday life is in my vlog channel, just kind of what I do on a daily basis with my babies. You guys are going to see more of that on my vlog channel, so I will have that linked down below. Also, if you guys decide to pick up any of these products, send me pictures, let me know when you guys are shopping. Also, I do have a affiliate coupon code with Morphe, like you guys know. Most of you guys already do shop with my code. I know you guys actually do your shopping and everything. So the code is right here, and it is pizza. It's super easy to remember, super cute. Like, who doesn't love pizza, you know? So anytime you walk into Morphe, just remember favorite food, pizza, and that will give you 10% off of your purchase. But I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I love you guys. Make sure to check out my vlog channel because I am doing Vlogmas on there. If you guys did not know, I am doing Vlogmas, so that's why this channel is kind of being a little slower on the posting. But thank you guys so much for watching.